Here, time doesn't count. Then outside, every minute you lose is lost. The years behind bars, wasted time. Thrown away time for nothing and nothing again. And there's no explanation why.
It's not so bad as I thought. But then you hear also that you are not able to have any communication outside. You start to inquire a bit about other people's cases. And if they are telling you, I'm here already 3 years waiting for my trial, and there are other people who are waiting already 5 years, then, whoa. You start thinking, oh, you know from one side that time is not important in India, but time is important for me. So you start to panic a bit.
First 3 months after I was arrested, I had to go to court every 2 weeks. And then they did ask absolutely nothing. I was asked 2 questions. One question I was asked was my nationality, and one question I was asked my age. That is all I've been asked in 2 years.
The justice is delayed, and you can kindly appreciate justice delayed is justice denied. Now when a criminal, he sees that he is not getting justice, he comes out on bail and then he tries to commit more crimes because he is not given the punishment in time. The cases are there in the court of law which are languishing for long periods of time. Some of the cases are even 9 years old, 10 years old.
Most of the lawyers are here to take as much money as they can. First of all, you are a foreigner. You are supposed to have a lot of money. Maybe 5% of the lawyers have a genuine aim. Not really. Let's say 95% are here for your money. That is for sure.
Before I came in, I looked at myself as young, still, I didn't want to settle down as such, to a degree. And then coming in here 4 years, after 4 years, time becomes more essential. You're in here, you're just being held here, It's like a holding pen. You can't achieve, can't go anywhere, you're just stuck here, This is what jail does.
There is that possibility you're going to get captured. Fine, okay. I think that was in my mind, so it was of no great surprise when I was captured. And then one just goes into a different mode, then you think, right, can I get out of this?
I feel quite distanced from myself and the world, As I say, it's just a dream. So, I don't take it very seriously. But then I realized, like breaking the law, what is harmful? Is it the actually thing which I did, or is it the punishment? I think the punishment is more harmful, and I think the price to pay for not fitting into society, that price might be more harmful than actually, trying to adapt myself, and adjust myself a bit.
Depression's there, anxiety's there. What next? How long? If I'm convicted and they say you have to stay here 6 months, I know I have to serve my 6 months. But I'm here without time, I don't know what's going on.
Due to this overcrowding problem, we are not able to do a lot of these correction work which we would like to do otherwise. So that is suffering. Plus, in addition to that, a lot of problems occurs because these under trials and these prisoners, they keep on fighting amongst themselves for the space, for small petty reasons.
The brutality, surprised me, because I tended not to think of Indians as being so brutal and so vicious towards each other.
In the mornings and whatnot, they roast chicken. They get people and they put a pole between their legs, between the backs of their knees, and then they suspend them, and then they, with a stick, they beat the soles of their feet, then make them run around, and then they, what happens? The circulation goes, when they're running around, and so it doesn't bruise,
So I verbally abused him back, not knowing that he's some high officer or whatever. He gave the order, have him. So they all came with sticks. The first guy I pushed out the way, but then 6, 7 came, sticks, kicking me, punching me. I just curled up into a ball with nothing else to do.
There is some kind of pattern, In the very beginning, when I came to jail, I had some really crazy dreams, and then for a period I would have these jail dreams, where everything would be happening inside jail, and now my dreams are slowly moving outside again.
All my dreams, generally, nearly every night, are me trying to escape from jail, and I'm dreaming that there's always something that has to be finished off. I have to go back to jail for some reason, like something is not completed, 2 nights ago, I was screaming so much in the dream, with anger or whatever, that, I woke myself up.
In prison, you always get, even if you get your dreams are always inside some walls. So it's very hard for the dreams to go away from these walls. Because walls are, once you enter the prison as a prisoner, as a visitor is a different. But once you enter as a prisoner, somehow these walls, they create barriers along your brain and they block your all dream waves.
Nothing, man. Forget women, I can handle women. I know one day I'm gonna go out.
Forget about it. You know, you don't have the urge or nothing. You just say, oh, forget it. I'd rather not have anything. You know, and it's better that way. It still works. I'm not crawling up the wall with my nails or anything. It's okay.
It's the strongest nature we have as human beings is the sexual nature, you know, and you know, every day it's a case of trying to block it out. To when you dream or whatever in sleep, you can't help it, but other times you just try and avoid it, you know.
Sometimes when I lay down and relax, I feel I shouldn't relax. I might die tomorrow, you know. No, there's always a chance this earthquake will occur or a meteorite will fall or something, you know. So I always have this thing, you know, I might not be here, you know, or my dear ones might not be here. So I should, you know, use my time. Use the space while I'm here. So, but I'm getting better at relaxing now without having bad conscience about it. Because still trying to get the things done and the things which I want to say and the things I want to do, I'm trying to get them done, you know. Like especially with persons like my grandmother or like my father, you know, if I have something on my heart, I say it immediately because God knows, you know, when life is finished, you know.
A good thing that I have my mother and my sisters that will also stick to me when I come back out, which will help me out, you know, starting really from point zero, since I've lost everything. All memories, everything, birth certificate, everything is gone. What I ever had. It's as if I never existed before.
The most difficult for me is outside. It's not really inside. Your family and your friends with you.
This is the worst position I've ever been in. And if my family's not here now, when the fuck will my family be with me? When I've got millions of pounds? When I'm an outstanding member of the community? It's all a dream, it's fantasy. Yeah, my son will be this, will be good, this, that, the other. It's all bullshit. If they're not with me now, I can't see when they will be with me.
Most people in prison, they don't have the sport, social sport, moral sport. They don't get financial support. They get too much pressure from their wives, from their girlfriends, from their mother, father. deteriorating family life, losing touch with the outer environment. These things are too much of a pressure, and they will make any regular guy, how hard he is, to break down.
She went skiing last year. You know what I mean? When it was his daughter's birthday, he would give her a fucking fiver. She was borrowing money to go to shit all over weeks.
What's he dying of this time?
He had cancer of the hip. He was given 2 months,
Right.
literally. It's been going on for years.
Because of his mum's
No,
thing?
no, no, no.
Right.
I think he developed cancer of the hip.
In the bone?
Yeah.
Bone, so leukemia.
But you can only lock somebody up for so long, you know, and destroy them mentally, and then after that they become accustomed to it, you know, they become neutral to it, you know. Then jail becomes pointless. You'll never teach anybody a lesson.
Time to go, Mark.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, you know, I mean, he's not doing
Punishment, when it comes without reformation, without any education, it breaks people down.
You sit for 1 hour at a time or 2 hours at a time, whatever you feel like. You just observe what's happening in your body, or you observe your breath. That's the time Buddha says, you know, when knowledge turns into wisdom. You know, it's when you experienced it. So he said the scientists, they can't experience, you know, atoms moving around, even though they know it. They're moving around, but they can't experience it. But then he says, the one who sits down and meditates, he can actually experience the atoms of his body. Be with me for always. I think that's the greatest gift I got in Tihar. That is Vipassana, clearly.
I think routine is very important. What it does, when you have a routine, it will make time go faster. So it will also occupy the mind. So the mind also numbs the memory side out, you know. So this is all part of the process of like dealing with jail. You know, you don't want to think about it too much. You want the time to pass quickly, you know.
There is no better university than this. Even people like Nelson Mandela and all his co-accused who were jailed together, the first thing they wrote when they came out was that there is no other good university than being incarcerated to learn about life and the day-to-day challenges. You can't forget the past, but you can't be held back to the past either. Past can guide you to a certain extent. Only thing it can do is prepare you. So you can make, if you have to make the same decisions again, you make it in a better, timely fashion.
Probably after this I won't be able to trust anybody anymore after all these experiences, and it's gonna be hard to love somebody if I ever was in the how do you say, if I really was ever able to love. But after this it's gonna be harder.
In jail you have to escape that sinking feeling. Once you get put down by that pressure, then there is no way out. You can't die in prison, you can't live in prison. To live you have to rise above the challenge. For challenge you have to prepare yourself. Every day you need preparations. They can't be like that you are already prepared. You are never prepared enough.
Even though it might be a bad atmosphere and so on, but generally I've been having a good time. And I kind of appreciate that. I'm quite happy to have been here, and I feel ready to go.
Retire somewhere and write a handbook for smugglers. Possibly.
At the end of the day, I'm not a coward. I'm not a coward. If I was a coward, I've thought of suicide, I won't deny it. I've been suicidal at times, but I'm bigger than that, I think. I think I've got more to live for than that. I've got places to go, things to see.
And being in control of your aloneness or loneliness gives you a very different meaning of happiness. Sometimes I laugh with my own self, on my own self, and I'm feeling so happy that I'm so full of life right now that nothing else matters.
A kingdom for a bathtub. Just lay in there, smoke your cigarette with filter, of course, have your beer, and
I like to be useful in this world, you know. I just don't want to be useless.